Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvisesa Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitamena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Shri Utapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sakagana Raghunadhanvitam Tam Sajeevam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sakagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namo Sute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarbhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Chapatitana Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaga Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Isvaraha Paramaha Krishnaha Satchidananda Vigraha Anadi Radir Govindaha Sarvakarana Karanam. Hare Krishna. By the causeless mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita, the most confidential knowledge, Raja Kuhyam. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Sri Krishna is teaching us that if we follow his instructions, then we will get liberation. If we don't follow his instructions, that means if we don't even study and understand this Bhagavad Gita, we will be completely we will be like fools. So Krishna simply said, Vimuda, fools. That's it. Yetveta tabhya shuyanto nanu tistanti mematam sarvajnana vimuda. Vimudatma viddinashtan achetasaka. So we will not have any knowledge. Not having the knowledge about ourselves means it's simply in front of Krishna, we will be standing like fools. That's why Krishna is using the word amuda, vimuda. Only once he used amuda. Amuda Krishna has used only once in the 15th chapter. Krishna used the word that a person who is actually free from this ahankara, free from this attachment, desires and everything, is able to be equal in both success and failure. So such a person only is called amuda. So he is not a fool. Otherwise, those who are not free from ahankara, not free from this false prestige, and who is not able to be equal in both success and failure. So all such things, they are actually, Krishna is actually calling them as fools. So we are able to get this knowledge. So that way we are actually we are experiencing the real happiness. Otherwise, there is no happiness also. If you don't have this knowledge, then there is no happiness also. The real happiness comes only with this knowledge only. Period. That's it. This knowledge, if you have this knowledge, then we are happy. If you don't have this knowledge, we won't be happy at all. There is no happiness. What we call happiness in this material world, that is really not happiness. What we call as enjoyment in this material world, that is really not enjoyment, not happiness. Because that poor soul is going to suffer, suffering only. here in this world, if we say that I'm happy, so that means we are actually going to suffer. We suffered and we were under distress, and we are going to get distress again. If we say that I'm happy, if you are happy with about anything in this material world, that our material achievements, if we feel that I'm happy, that means we are just cheating ourselves. Because that is not happiness at all. That is a period where there is no distress. We are not actually, we are thinking, we are mentally thinking that we are enjoying. So that's it. But really speaking, we are suffering only. So the suffering in this material world keeps increasing only. The amplitude of our suffering all the time, it keeps increasing in this material world. So it will never go down. Only when we surrender unto Krishna, then it will completely go down. Dukkha ha. Dukkha ha means our dukkha is gone. Sarva dukkhanam hanir. So dukkhanam hanir. Dukkha ha, sarva dukkhanam hanir. Means all our dukkha is gone. Dukkha, distress will be removed. That's it. Destroyed. So that happens only when we are in contact with this Bhagavad Gita. When we are able to follow this Bhagavad Gita, then all our distress will be gone. That is the way to completely remove away all our sufferings, to free ourselves from all the miseries. So the only way is just following this Bhagavad Gita, acting based on this Bhagavad Gita. First, not being a fool. We should become intelligent with the knowledge. We should gain this knowledge and connect with Krishna and remember Krishna and focus our mind on Krishna and do everything for Krishna. So that way, if we are always engaged in ourselves in Krishna consciousness, then we are going to be happy all the time. If we are always able to remember Krishna, then we are happy all the time. Otherwise, this material world, if we are remembering something in this material world, if we are focusing our mind on something in this material world, so that means it is certain, it is sure that we are suffering, we are going to suffer and we are struggling. So all such things are very much sure. There is no doubt about it. So that's why in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us about how to connect with Krishna, how to follow what he says, how to connect with Krishna, how to serve Krishna. Everything Krishna is teaching. All the knowledge what we need, Krishna is teaching in this Bhagavad Gita. We understand that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, and we understand his opulence, his unlimited opulences. We understand very well in the 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. And we understand that Krishna is pervading this entire universe. Maya tatam idam sarvam jagadavvyakta murtina. So Krishna is everything for us. That's it. Krishna is the Supreme Lord and Krishna is everything for us. Our goal is only to serve Krishna, to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and to spread this Bhagavad Gita and make devotees everywhere. That should be our primary goal, nothing else. All the time, we should be only thinking about that only, how we are going to expand Krishna consciousness, how we are going to identify more devotees and give them the message. That's what we should be focusing, we should be doing. Then Krishna will show us the way, actually. Where there is a will, there is a way. So that means if we are willing to serve Krishna, there is a way to serve Krishna. If you are willing to renounce everything in this material world, detach from everything in this material world, there is a way. By simply connecting ourselves with Krishna. So that way is this Bhagavad Gita. This Bhagavad Gita is the way. And it's all, this path is very well set. Very clear. No need for any confusion, no need for any interpretation, nothing. Krishna is direct to the point. Whatever he says to us, it's very straightforward, and he is telling us very clearly, do this, do that, all such things. So we need to regulate. Niyatam kuru karmatvam karma jayogi akarmanaga. So perform your prescribed duties, which is better than not doing your duty. So that means we need to do our prescribed duties. Niyatam kuru. So what is the niyatam kuru? What are the prescribed duties? What are the regulated activities? Everything, whatever Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, they are prescribed. That's it. Whatever Krishna says, they are all prescribed, and we are all doing everything for Krishna. Whatever Krishna says. So we just have to follow. That's it. Krishna consciousness is the only way for us to get out of this material, miserable well. Otherwise, with all attachments, we will be struggling forever in this material world. So, imam prapya bhajasva mam. Anityam asukkam lokam imam prapya bhajasva mam. So, Krishna said very clearly, he can't say more than this actually. So, Krishna told very clearly, you have come to this temporary miserable world, now worship me. That's what he is teaching us. Anityam asukkam lokam imam prapya bhajasva mam. So why don't we worship Krishna? He is very clearly, straight to the point, he is telling us that you worship me, having come to this temporary miserable veil. We have come, we are in this material veil. Anityam asukkam lokam imam prapya. Imam prapya means having achieved this. So we have achieved this temporary miserable place. So now we need to worship Krishna, Bhajasva. Then we are going to go to Goloka, Krishna's way. Gachanti amudaga padamavyayam tata. We will reach the supreme abode. So that is permanent abode. So sarvakarmani api sada kurvano madhyapasika. Sarvakarmani manasa sanyasyaste sukham vasi. Mayi sarvani karmani sanyasyadyatma chetasa. So like that, in many slokas, Krishna is using the word sarvakarmani, everything, do everything for me, do everything for me, like that. So we should do everything for Krishna only. Whatever we do, we should do it for Krishna. We are traveling, going from one place to another place, that should be only for Krishna. We are doing some work, that should be only for Krishna. Whatever we do, we should be able to connect with Krishna. That means we won't forget Krishna. So with this Bhagavad Gita, we are understanding, we are able to see our future, because Krishna knows our future and we are able to foresee. So in this material world, people can only plan only for this life, and only they can plan what they can do in the next 5 years, 10 years, 15 or 20 years, depending upon how long they are going to live, depending upon their age. Maybe a person in the very young age, maybe at 20s, maybe thinking, planning more, maybe in the next 20, 30 years, I want to be like this, want to be like that, all such things. Or a person in the age in 50s, maybe thinking only, again, maybe another 10, 15, 20 years, what we can do. But a person in the 70s, I don't know, is not having much time, or in the person in the 80s. So that way, we are going to think, we will be able to think only what we can do in this life, only certain period only. That too, most of all our whatever we are thinking, we are not able to do. But a devotee of Krishna can think beyond that. A devotee of Krishna can think that whatever time available for me in this life, I am going to fully engage myself in Krishna's service, in Krishna's activities. That's it. So whatever I do for Krishna now, whatever I can do, I will be doing only in this life for Krishna only. Then I'm going to continue in the next life also serving Krishna if I don't go to Goloka yet. So that way our path is all set. We are on the straight path going to Krishna. We know what to do, what we are doing. This is the same thing we are going to do next life also if we don't go to Krishna in this life. But we are going to make progress towards Krishna. In this life itself, already we are making a lot of progress. Like every day we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are understanding this Bhagavad Gita. We are glorifying Krishna. So every day, in this particular lecture, what we are doing, it's a very unique lecture that we are talking only about Bhagavad Gita, nothing else. Nothing else. Whatever we are discussing, we are studying, everything is only from Bhagavad Gita only from Krishna. What Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita, that's what we are studying. We are not studying anything else. That's what we are doing right now. That's what we will do every day also. We are doing every day also. And we are chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. We are remembering Krishna. That is also very important for us. So we are getting trained ourselves about how to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and how to remember Krishna. So that training we are getting it. Scientific training based on what Krishna is teaching us in this Bhagavad Gita. That also we are very clear how to remember Krishna. So that means we are following Bhagavad Gita not by studying this Bhagavad Gita, reading this Bhagavad Gita and chanting Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And with this knowledge, are we going to do something differently in our daily life? No. When we get this knowledge, more and more knowledge, already a lot of devotees are sharing their experiences. They are changing actually. Now we are able to develop more patience and not getting disturbed by things in this world, and able to get ourselves more attached to Krishna and doing everything for Krishna. So all such things we are able to do now. We are able to slowly and steadily depend more and more on Krishna only now. And this is going to keep on increasing. Our dependence on Krishna, our faith on Krishna, our love on Krishna, everything is going to increase day by day. That means by the time we are getting closer to death, we are already very close to Krishna. We are getting closer to Krishna. Day by day, we are getting closer to Krishna. That's what is very important. It's real science. It is a real science. What we are discussing, studying is the perfect science. This Bhagavad Gita itself is the king of science. So we are getting ourselves closer and closer to Krishna every day. It is a very big thing in our life. This is a very big achievement what we are doing in our life. So we should continue to serve Krishna and continue to progress towards Krishna. So that way our life should be full of Krishna consciousness only, nothing else. We should not be thinking about anything else. Only think about Krishna. Anything else, don't think. Only think about Krishna. All the time thinking about Krishna. That should be our only task. So that means all the time we should be acting only for Krishna. Do everything for Krishna. And of course, Krishna is also doing with us. We are not alone. Krishna is helping us. Krishna is also doing all the activities. When we are trying to serve Krishna, then He makes that our life very easy. So only thing is that we want to serve Krishna. That desire only is important. So our willingness only is important. You want to serve Krishna, then Krishna is making everything very easy for us. So that way, by Krishna's causeless mercy, by fully depending on Krishna, we will be able to achieve Goloka only. We will be able to slowly and steadily progress and go to Krishna. There is no doubt about it. So, because Krishna is already in Bhagavad Gita, many times he is telling us that you will come to me, there is no doubt about it. So we are understanding, we are getting all the knowledge. We are understanding about the three modes of material nature and how they are behaving, how they are acting. And that itself is a very important science we are understanding. All such things are happening because of our attachments in this material world. That's it. Once we develop attachment to Krishna, then the modes of nature are not going to bother us. They are not going to disturb us. Because we will have the knowledge. We will have the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So as Krishna says in the 13th chapter, Etat jnanam iti proktam ajnanam yatato anyat. So whatever I have said just now, that is knowledge. So Etat jnanam iti proktam. Iti proktam means what I spoke just now. So that is what is knowledge. Etat jnanam iti proktam. Ajnanam yatato anyata. Anything other than this is ajnana, ignorance. That's what Krishna is teaching. Anything other than that is simply ignorance. Ajnanam yatato anyata. So we just have to use this knowledge only. So this Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us that realizing and understanding that this material world is temporary and miserable. So that is knowledge. So if you realize that, if you understand that means we have knowledge. If you don't realize that, if you don't understand that we are struggling and suffering in this material world, so that means we are fools. We don't have knowledge. So that way Krishna is teaching us. So now we understand that we are struggling and suffering in this temporary miserable world. So now Krishna is teaching us that simply bhajas for mom, render devotional service unto me, worship me, you will come to me. So that if we just do it, we are going to go to Krishna. So we are on the right path. So that's why we are able to continuously study Bhagavad Gita every day and make great progress. So we finished 12 verses in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So we already know what Duryodhana spoke to his teacher, Dronacharya. So first in the first sloka, Dhritarashtra inquired what was happening in the battlefield. So he asked Sanjaya. Sanjaya told Dhritarashtra that Duryodhana went to his teacher and spoke. And what he spoke, we already understood in those 11 verses from the sloka number, verse number 3, third verse from verse number 3 to 11. So we already understood. So we already understood in those 9 verses. Basically in those 9 verses we understood. And then in the 12th sloka, we studied that the Bhishma was actually blowing his conch. So what we understood is actually in the 11th sloka, Ayeneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avastitaga Bhishmam eva birakshamtu Bhavantaga sarvayevagi Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avastitaga. So you all be situated in the strategic points, your points, and then give your support. You and everyone, Bhavantaga sarvayevagi, you all give support to Bhishma. So all of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. So then at that point of time, to increase the happiness for Sanjanayan, to increase happiness for Duryodhana, Bhishma, the grandfather, the chieftain of the Kauravas, so the chief of the Kauravas, Kruvradha, Pitamaga, he blew his conch shell, which sounded like a roaring lion, Simmanadam Vinadyochi Sankam Tadma Pratapava. Tasya Sanjanayan Harsham Kuruvraddaga Pitamaka Simhanadam Vinadyochaigi Sankam Tadmau Pratapavan. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. So now in the next sloka, Sanjay is continuing that everybody started blowing their conch shells. Tatas sankascha beryascha panavanaka gomukaha sagasaiva bhyakanyanta sasabdastumulo bhavat. At that time, Tata sankascha beryascha. Sankascha means various conch shells, all conch shells and large drums. Beryascha. Panavanaka Gomukaga. Panavanaka means small drums and kettle drums. Panavanaka. And Gomukaga means horns. Gomukaga. Sagasaiva Bhyahanyanta Sasabdas Tumulo Bhavat. Sagasaiva Bhyahanyanta. All of them suddenly. Sagasaiva Abhyahanyanta means were simultaneously sounded, and that sound was tumultuous. So that's what that combined sound. Sasabdaga Tumulo Bhavat. So it became tumultuous. So that's what Sanjay is telling. So after that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets, and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. So that's what we are understanding. So everybody already has blown their conch shells, saying that war is starting. So that's what the war is starting. So we finished successfully by Krishna's mercy, the 13th sloka in the first chapter. Now, our life here also, we are battling in this material world. Every day is a war in the Maya, with the Maya. We are struggling and suffering. So we need to make use of this life and chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, make use of this human body to progress towards Krishna. So let us chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and fully focus our mind on the transcendental sound vibration. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radhanath Swaminiti Namini. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarini. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Timir Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Thank you Guruji for the wonderful class. I kindly request all the devotees to use the Zoom raise hand feature to ask your questions to Guruji. And if you have joined today for the first time, I welcome you. You can also use the Zoom raise hand feature so that I can unmute you and you can get introduced to Guruji. Okay, Guruji, it seems there are no questions so far. Thank you, Guruji, for the wonderful class. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Venkatanagarjan Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Today class is wonderful Guruji. Thank you Guruji for today class.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you Guruji. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vishnuvardhana Rao Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama,
Rama. Namaste, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Namaste. Shivakumar Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Good morning, Guruji. There is no question. I have daily following you, sir.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Suresh Tabi Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Yesterday I was not there. I had to go out, but then immediately in the morning session only I could listen to your YouTube channel.
Yes, Prabhu.
Guruji, one thing is Amuda is what like you were explaining, but I could not get you.
Amuda means not a fool.
Not a fool. Okay, Muda means
Not
fool,
a-
and Amuda is
means
not.
fool. Amuda means not a fool.
Not a fool. Not a fool. Okay, there. And then Guruji, this 3 modes of that I could not like probably
Yes,
I
three
missed.
modes of nature are mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance. So they are Sattva, Raja, and Tamo gunas. So Krishna is saying that Dechaiva Satvika Bhavaga Rajasa Tamasa say Matta Evaiti Tanvidhi Natvakam Teshu Temai. So the Sattva Guna, Rajoguna, and Tamo Guna, they are coming only from me. I am not in them, but they are in me. So we are controlled by these 3 modes of material nature. So that is what is known as Maya.
Achha, all the 3 gunas is combinedly called as Maya.
Maya, yes. Deviga
And-
Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratya Mameva Ye Prabatyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Yes. Bro.
Okay, and then the Sattva is like, what is the English translation?
Sattva is the mode of goodness, and Rajoguna is the mode of passion, and Tamoguna is the mode of ignorance.
Okay, Guruji. Okay, now it is clear because you are discussing about that. I was listening, but then
Yes.
not able to
Many
make.
times we are going to study that many times, Prabhu. Many times.
Okay, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Nice class today also. So we enjoyed and we look forward the next class. It was very nice.
Yes, Prabhu.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Galaxy S8 Plus. Hare Krishna. Sunita Mahapatra Mataji, Hare Krishna. Ganesh Rupa Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Kandula Tirupati Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Guruji, wonderful class, Guruji. No doubts, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Shilpa Agarwal Mataji.
Hare Krishna Guruji, no questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Kandula Tirupati Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Kandula Tirupati.
Hare Krishna Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. This class also. I am very happy to see you again. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Munmun Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hello.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare
I
Krishna.
joined this late actually, so I have to go through for yesterday's and today's class only, Guruji. So, thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Shiva Singh Mataji, Hare Krishna. Shankar Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, that was pronounced. It was very nicely explained that real happiness is in Krishna consciousness only, and about listening and talking about Krishna. And besides that, even something is good in material world, that is also distress. So these things you have explained, and we have to get above the goodness that therefore the conclusion is this only of the class that even over the goodness thing also. So thank you, Prabhuji, and no questions.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shankar Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Is it possible to mention the slokas that you have mentioned during the classes as reference, so that after the class we can read it? Later it very difficult to follow.
I will tell which chapter it is coming. Yes, from which chapter.
Like today you teach a sloka and you give reference in from the 3rd chapter, the 8th sloka, Niyatam Kuru Karmatang Jaya Karma Akarmana Sarira Jatra Pinote.
Maybe I will show it. Yes, Prabhu. I will explain or show it in the screen, something like that. Yes, Prabhu.
If you during the time of when you post the video, then if you mention these slokas are today explained as reference, then I will read the book.
Yes, Prabhu. It is the 3rd chapter, 8th sloka. I will mention that. Prabhu. I'll mention or I will show it in the screen, so that way you will be able to get it. Yes. I will do that. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Krishna's mercy, I will definitely do that. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Deepesh Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji. I joined late today, so I will be catching up on the YouTube. But I did catch the last shloka, and I have to catch up a little more. So
yes,
thank you, Guruji, for the class, and I'll continue try to join early.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Ravin Prabhu, Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Guruji, wonderful class, Guruji. Thanks for this class, Guruji. So today we are learning that in order to increase
Duryodhana's happiness.
Duryodhana's happiness, Kuru Vrida has blown his conch shell.
Yeah, conch shell.
And then all others also, we will hear that everyone one by one is blowing their conch shells. So this conch shell is also blown in the temples also. So can you just please elaborate or explain the significance of conch shells, Guruji? And why only conch shell? Why not something else kind of thing?
There is something when you do that, you are indicating sounding, correct? Like in the battle, they are doing that to inform everyone that the war is starting. So in the temple also, they do that at the time of starting the puja to inform everyone that the puja is starting, correct? So similarly, when the puja is ending also, they blow the conch shell saying that puja is just finished. So that way it is a very divine sound. So they are blowing anything based on the just sound you make like a flute, correct? Krishna's so that way it's just from the air, sabda, correct? Sabda is very important. So that's the reason, yes, bro. But I don't know if any other reason may be there, but I have to find it out, yes, bro. I'm not read much about that. We'll find it out.
And anything, Guruji, anything important about Panchajanyam?
Yes, that is Krishna's conch shell. That is the main thing. So
yes, so there is a 5 coming over there. So does the conch has got 5 senses, or what is that? I don't know. I'm asking Guruji.
Yes, that maybe we need to find out more on that. Yes, that is the name of Krishna's conch shell is Panchajanyam, but the meaning of Panchajanya, I have no idea. We have to find out. Yes,
okay, no problem.
Pancha is 5, so Pancha, yes.
Yeah, no problem, Guruji. Yeah. Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hina Mataji, Hare Krishna.
No questions, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Nice satsang, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Sashireka Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Yeah, I went over all the 12 shlokas right from the start again. I told you last week that I found Prabhupada's Gita, Bhagavad Gita as it is when I was searching for something else. I was reading from some other book, but yeah, this book of course has a different, because there is a purport and words are also explained and the whole thing is. So I went over at least 4-5 times. I went over all the 12 shlokas and read through again. So it was a really enjoyable experience yesterday. I managed to find time for that. Yeah. And of course, thank you so much, Guruji, for this, for explaining this each time. And like some other devotee yesterday mentioned, I think the beginning, the introduction that you give, that I think where you connect so many other shlokas, the essence of Bhagavad Gita, that I think is very, very powerful, very meaningful for us, because that is the most important message to us. Most important points are mentioned there, that what we need to do again and again. So thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Guruji, so that we don't lose track and we stay on track. Thank you. Thank you very much. Extremely grateful to you and indebted to you. Wonderful class as usual. I would not ever want to miss it if possible. Never would want to miss this class. Thank you so much, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shashi.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji, for today's class. I don't have any questions, Guruji. Thank you once again. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sunita Mahapatra Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
So everything is fine. And we are enjoying your classes. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any paper, Mataji? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
No questions on my side tonight. I've enjoyed another wonderful class with you. Thank you, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Sumati Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you very much for the class. I enjoyed the class. In between, I had a call from my daughter, so I couldn't attend. But really, as Sashi Rekha said, we all enjoy the beginning part when you keep on reminding us what our, what our purpose in life is itself. So that is a very important reminder. How many other times we hear every time?
Yes, again and again you hear.
Yeah. Because as you said, we keep getting pulled by the modes of nature. And even yesterday, I could really feel it because I was losing it with my daughter. I kept, telling her, you're doing this, that, and all that. And I was thinking I'm going out of line. But sometimes I wonder how to develop patience, Guruji. How do we, when we are really being, what shall I say? Developing patience seems to be one of the most important things, I think, when we are on the path.
Come with the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, it will come. It's mercy only. Because without the Bhagavad Gita knowledge, then it will be Maya only. All the time we will be affected by the modes of nature. Because
I could actually feel. I'm just feeling the Maya, acting when we are, getting angry and or. Talking sometimes you can just feel and you want to control and just keep quiet. So sometimes you're able to do it. Sometimes you want to voice your thoughts because you feel you're doing your duty as your parent. So that's why I always get this this dichotomy in thought, whether we should where does the duty as a parent end and where does
only to certain age. After certain age, then children will be more mature. It's very difficult. Yes, so
no. It's not like that kind of a thing. She's quite old only that way, not child. But still, sometimes we when we want them to,
Yeah, understand the real. Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are the things that? So sometimes I feel that this parenting seems to be quite challenging when it comes to the modes of nature and patience.
Especially this modern world, it's becoming more difficult.
Yes, Guruji.
That's
All
why.
good, Guruji. All good. It's every day is a learning, and every day is very interesting when you try to apply whatever you have learned. So I find that also very interesting. And
Krishna
so
will
to
give
get
us more.
sometimes, the chanting also is very nice. It gives you some peace of mind trying to focus.
I think that's what we need to focus next more on that. I am thinking maybe if some devotees who want to also chant along, chant means at least maybe they may not be able to, I don't know, we need to figure it out something. If they want to show their video at that time, maybe we can show something like that. So maybe in future
We do that many times, unless if I'm not, like in the doing some other work, kitchen or something at that time, or official work.
Yeah, we have to find out
at that
a
time,
way.
I always sit with the beads and do the chanting also.
Yes,
Along with you, we do the chanting, that one round of chanting. Most of the times we try to do that. But if it is not possible, then we listen in the by the side and continue with whatever the
doing
morning
that,
chores.
I think, yes, ma'am. Along with our class, we can focus more on the chanting process. Even we can increase the number of rounds, something like that. Slowly, we need to develop that. So that's what our next stage. It will take us to more towards Krishna. That's what I'm thinking about. We need to plan more. Krishna has got plans. It will happen.
Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. Thank you very much for the class, Guruji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna to everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Gayatri Mataji, Hare Krishna. Gayatri Shiva. Chandrakanta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
I'm here, Gayatri.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Sorry, Guruji, I joined late to the class, but anyway, I follow the YouTube.
Yes.
Only a small question, but I don't know whether it is serious. I just want to know the difference between that Sankhya Yogam and that Karma Yogam.
Yes, it's a very important difference. So actually, Sankhya, Krishna is already teaching in Bhagavad Gita also. Lokesmin Vivida Nishta Pura Prokta Mayanaga. Sankhya Yogena, there is Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam, Karma Yogena Yogina. In the third chapter, third sloka, Krishna is teaching Arjuna. So also in the second chapter, sloka number 39, also Krishna says it, Esate Abhihita Sankhye Buddhi Yoge tu imam shunu Buddhya Yukta Yaya Partha Karma Bandham Prakasyasi. So until now I have explained to you about the Sankhya. Now you hear from me about the Buddhi Yoga. So Buddhi Yoga, Karma Yoga, everything is same. Sankhya Yoga is like Jnana Yoga. So one is the theoretical knowledge, another is the practical implementation. So both. So with the Sankhya Yoga, so Krishna in the second chapter in the beginning, he was teaching us very clearly, scientifically, that we are the soul. We are not the body, we are the soul. And so that knowledge, understanding about that we are the soul, so that is a completely theoretical knowledge, but Krishna is teaching what that knowledge. And then understanding that we are the soul, but we are bound inside this body. So we are bound, that is karma bandha and janma bandha. Now we need to act to free ourselves from this bondage. So that action without expecting any results, so that is what is known as karma yoga. We need to act with intelligence. So buddhi yukta jahatiga ube sukruta duskrute tasmat yogaya yujjasva yoga karmasu kausam. So if we act with intelligence in this life itself, we will be freed from everything. So karmajam buddhi yukta palam tektva manishinaga janma bandha vinirmukta padam gachanti anamay. So if we act with intelligence by giving up all the attachments to the results, so then we will be freed from the janma bandha, bondage to birth in this world, and we will actually go to Krishna's well. Padam gachanti aname, will reach the abode where there are no miseries. So that way, this Bhagavad Gita is the knowledge where Krishna is teaching us, giving us both theory and jnanam vijnana. He says it, jnanam vijnana sagidam. So jnanam teham sa vijnanam idam vakshyami asesataka yajnatva nega bhuyonyati jnatavyam avasisyati. Idam today guhyatamam pravakshami jnanam vijnana sagidam yajnatva mokshasya asubha. So Krishna is teaching us, giving us both theoretical and practical knowledge. So that's what is the Sankhya Yoga, you can call it as, it's more like a theoretical knowledge. And then Karma Yoga is putting that into practice, the theory into practice. You understand that, Mother?
Okay. Yeah. How long does it take? Does it took to recitate this Bhagavad Gita to Krishna, Arjuna? Lord Krishna, how long did he take?
There is no mention in the Bhagavad Gita as such, but I don't know if it is there in the Mahabharata, because Mahabharata itself has 100,000 verses. But I've heard that he did everything in 1 hour like that, but I'm not sure, because without understanding directly from the Shastra, some sloka, it's very difficult to answer. Whenever if I find it out, then I will let you know. Yes, Mataji. But for us, it will definitely take a few hours, not 1 hour. We want to do that at least 5-6 hours. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you, Ji. Thank you, Ji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Ram.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Chandrakanta Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji. Vrinda Jai Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Chandrakanta Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji. Thank you very much, Guruji. Actually, as everyone said, I'll always look for your summary, Guruji, because that is important for us. Important reminder, and it gives a gist of what Krishna is telling. So that is very interesting for me, Guruji, actually. So that we sum up, then we will come to the specific sloka. Then that would be very interesting, Guruji. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity for us every day and making a reminder for us and taking us in the right path. Everything is happening because of your class only, Guruji. So thank you very much. If the class is not there, I feel I miss something. I'm in this world, something like that I feel. This class is a booster for every day boosting us for Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much for the class, Guruji. I don't have any questions today. Thank you. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna to everyone. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vrinda Jai Singh Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Thank you for the class. Very nice. So today's learning was that the real happiness is only when we are Krishna conscious and we read the Bhagavad Gita.
That is correct. Yes, Mother. There is a real happiness. Otherwise, it is not real happiness. Yes.
Yes, Guruji. So besides your class, there are some days when we may not read, but it's very important to read in spite of your class, 1 or 2 verses.
Yes. Read, chant, and spread Krishna's message, and a lot of things we have to do. Yes, Mother. Krishna has got plans. If we desire to please Krishna, then he will engage us in the right direction, no doubt, Mother.
Yes, Guruji. Very nice, encouraging, very, very special to know and do it. Yes, Guruji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mother.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Nitin Bele Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna.
Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Dandavat Pranam, Guruji. Hare
Dandavat
Krishna.
Pranam, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Palaniyappan Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today's class is very good, but no questions from my side, Guruji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Mahendra Shukla, Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Prabhu. Sunil Shivas, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Mayan Shukla.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Nice class Guruji. Satsang करो. आपका आशीर्वाद बना रहे. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. KV Subbarao, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Prabhu. KV Subbarao. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, KV Subbarao, Prabhu. Not able to hear you, Prabhu. Sunil Shivas, Prabhu. I think you are unmuted, but I'm not able to hear you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Before I was not unmute, Guruji.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Dandavat Pranam. And new question, Guruji. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna. And for concentration, Guruji, read the book is must, na Guruji?
Yes, Prabhu. Definitely.
Yeah. Because from some means few days I have some gap for reading books. So
yes,
I was thinking that there is necessary to read the book. Very important.
Yes.
Yes. Hare Krishna, Guruji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Ram. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, KV Subbarao, Prabhu. I'm not able to hear you. You are unmuted. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Maybe there is some mistake. So, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. No. I think I spoke it all the devotees. Kumar's page, Prabhu, since your mic symbol is not showing, I'm putting. So, Manoranjan Sahu, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Manoranjan Sahu, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Very wonderful session. Really, I was a little bit in the other room. So, really, it's a great pleasure. I am not feeling, still I am okay now, going to be okay. So, I don't feel that it is okay or unokay. So, life is like that. We should not feel, if you have a lot of faith in Krishna, so it is a part of life. Maybe dukha or sukha, that happiness or joy, they're the two sides of the same coin. We cannot say Jara, Rogo, like that in Shloka, you can better cite. These are common parts. We cannot say we are child. We are going up and matured, and we are turning towards grey. And so life is like that. And now also, when you are IIT student and PhD scholar, now you are not PhD scholar. So that is a different thing. It's a different, we have to undergo different stages. So really, that Swahava, that the gunas, gunatitam, so different stages we are really, it is like a Mataji told booster, really. So we cannot do any wrong. In the morning when we have a class, so we are missing also on Monday, one class is missing. Still then, we are so habituated, I will make it a lot. No, today is Monday, so class won't be held. So still now, we are so much habituated, we forget even Monday or Sunday like that. But we have a regular classes, we may be absent, but it is also, we feel that we are also, may not be class physically, but we should feel that we are in the, mentally, that we are in the class. So that is a different thing. But when you are observing Gita, the way you take us into that level, you elevate at that state and mind gets totally calm and quiet, and what kind of perfect mind we can possess So Gita will teach us, instructs us. So we are not only it is not an immediate product, thousands of years old, and it is the words of Krishna, Lord Krishna. So we are very grateful. So handed down to generation. As you told in slokas, I don't remember like you, time Manu, Boypai, so many the saints, as you told, that it has been handed down from generation to generation. It's not like that. It is very interesting. When you hear, you do feel it is serious, then everything is very important. In each words, in each sloka is very important. Sankhya Yoga and this Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, this Vibhuti Yoga, all these yogas, the 18 chapters is in ourselves, in everything. It whole Mahabharata we cannot read. So in that so many scriptures, no world religion cannot provide this much of knowledge. But the ultimate knowledge, the final knowledge, all are indebted to Gita, and our culture is so much rich culture. It's not like that. So we should not miss that. We should avail this opportunity, this golden opportunity. I feel it is not, it is an opportunity maybe, but we should do. It is our integral part of our life. If you miss this, we have missed everything. You cannot say that you are a human being. As a human being, we have come to this world. It's a must. Otherwise, you cannot say I am a human being. I am so and so. I am so and so officer. That is nonsense. That you are giving that chance freely. Still then, how many people are attending? I am very cautious. Most of the people I vehemently attack because I am very critical of the society. People may humiliate and fawn up me and all these things. I don't bother about that. Even my colleagues in the college, none of them. And whatever I read out, they don't bother about that. Oh, it's nonsense. That even their teachers are there. Otherwise, they would have involved in the class. Please give me your number. That when I talk with you, they listen. Also, nobody asks it. They are teachers. What about talk about students? I think they think it's nonsense. But they are always busy. They are all Brahmins, only having thread. But they take all numbers and alcohol, all these things. Some are also Sanskrit Pandits, but they are not practicing their own life. The Sanskrit lecturers also, they don't like that. Oh, here it is English version. We are reading Sanskrit. It is not useful. So, whatever they comment it, what they don't know, what is the importance of life? Why does ignore that things? And not only wherever I go, when you see where I'm in the bus because of lockdown, now 3 days roster duty, 3 days off, and not we are going to college. Students are not going to the college. It's online class, and really we are grateful. But I am, as you told, most of the times I'm in all the unhealthy atmosphere. Bhubaneswar is different. Cuttack, Bhubaneswar, out of other districts is okay. They can have that kind of interest if you create that. But it is the area, people are very egocentric. If one you have a ego, you cannot say follow this, follow one. They feel that themselves we are great. So how can I convince them? So I am feeling guilty of myself. Wherever I go, I spread Gita. So I will try. People are there. We have to work hard for that. To strive hard to spread the message of Gita as you have rendered from your school, college level, whenever IT. So thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Wonderful session. We should not miss this class. As Mataji told, is a booster. Really, it's a great booster for us. So one should not avail. So many devotees attend. At the last moment, only few. They have no persons. Whatever work you do, why don't they stay there for if I say beginning? I don't mind. I am always, nobody bothers. I will criticize it. Thank you, Guruji. Pranam, Guruji. Satata Naman. Pranam, pranam, pranam.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I spoke with all the devotees, and let's listen to Srila Prabhupada's Kirtan, and then again we'll continue tomorrow. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna.